Welcome to CG Live. You'll be noticing over the next couple weeks some things will be changing and revamping, but it'll still be the same CG Live you know and love, but with some new features, a little more dynamic content that will help you stay informed and connected to the amazing things happening here at CG. We pray you are able to treat this program just like you do for any of your other favorite TV shows. So make sure to stay tuned every week as CG Live will continue to remain one of the best ways to stay engaged every week. Today, I'm going to be interviewing Jeff Nedry from our La Mesa ministry, kind of highlighting what is La Mesa, why does La Mesa exist, and some incredible stories that came out of that ministry, what God is doing in their midst. In a few moments, we're going to dive into our CG Live conversation for this week, but before we do, here's your weekly connection. These are the important announcements you need to know. First is Harvest Fest. It's coming up fast, October 20th, 5 to 8:30 p.m. It's $2 a person, $5 a family, or bring in some canned food for the donation. If you want to volunteer, please do that. Many hands makes a load light, as my mom Sheila would say, and it's just a great way to love the community and be a part of that big Harvest Fest. Next, CG school principal, and we are opening up for recommendations. So Christ Greenfield is seeking a collaborative, kingdom-expanding school principal to join our dynamic, Jesus-centered family of ministries. We are looking for a galvanizing, visionary leader with a love for Jesus, a desire to make him known, and a passion for developing people and the culture we have at Christ Greenfield. The right leader will help us creatively and aggressively expand our gospel-based educational reach in one of the fastest growing communities in the nation. If you are or you know of someone who possesses these qualities, please contact Pastor Tim at tallman@cglchurch.org. Also, in the realm of fall festivals, our East Mesa campus, Cadence, the community that they're located in, is having their fall festival. And so if you are around that area, if you're part of our East Mesa community, please check out the information to volunteer for that festival. The link will be made available to you. And we'll be right back after this week's Focused Next Steps.
Hey, Christ Greenfield family, Pastor Tim here. If you hadn't heard, earlier this year, our dynamic family of ministries became home to its very own Christ Greenfield High School. If you or someone you know is interested in exploring our amazing high school, we have an open house coming up on October 18th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Gilbert campus. Christ Greenfield High School is a college prep micro school that cultivates a Christ-centered learning community for students seeking structured and also flexible learning and personalized leadership experiences in a hybrid setting. So check out the link in the description of this video to register. Now buckle up for today's CG Live conversation on La Mesa. It's going to be fantastic.
Welcome back to CG Live, here with Jeff Nedry, as promised. And a little fun fact about Jeff and I, an instant connection when I got here is we are both die-hard, as painful as it is, die-hard Minnesota fans.
Yes, we are.
The Vikings finally pull off a W, and then Twins make it to the playoffs.
Yep.
Trajectory is great for us, Jeff. The trajectory is great. But more to the point, we are going to have a conversation about one of my favorite ministries in our family of ministries, the La Mesa ministry. But Jeff, why don't you tell us first, though, what is La Mesa in your words?
So La Mesa is, it started off as a mission from Christ Greenfield 9 years ago. We actually just celebrated our 9-year anniversary last week.
Oh, man.
And started off as a meal and a worship service on a Tuesday night. And it has been awesome. So the first time we were doing it not on our campus, but where we're going to meet the homeless where they are. So it started off at our Mesa location where we were doing a meal and a service. and then expanded into us adding a resource center as we found people needed more connectivity to resources. Then added a Thursday night meal and service in Tempe over at one of our sister congregations, Beautiful Savior. That's going great. We have a food truck on Monday nights now. And our next big project is going to be Eden Village, a tiny house community. So it's been interesting over the last 9 years just to see how La Mesa has evolved, and just, as other needs arise, God sent us in and said, okay, well, you can help in this area. And it's been really cool.
So what are some of the resources for the working poor and homeless that you guys do out of the resource center?
A lot of it is, so there's a lot of different resources that are out there, but we have a hard time ourselves trying to figure out where they are. So just imagine if you're homeless and have no idea how to navigate that whole system. So the good thing about the Resource Center is we're not reinventing the wheel. Okay, so if there's resources that are already out there, we try to get those people connected with those resources. And a lot of it is just walking alongside of them, because that can be a frustrating journey. So to watch them, just struggle with that and not have to do it alone. So, hey, we can take you to an appointment, or we can help you get this scheduled, or, oh, you need an ID to do this. We can get you connected with the ID folks. We can take you down there. So I think that's where it's more of a walking alongside someone than it is, here's a number, call this place.
Yeah, almost kind of like a resource hub where like you guys are curating the resources and in the community, and then walking alongside them.
I love how we partner with other folks, because there's so many great nonprofits and organizations out there that, no reason for us to start up something that somebody's already doing well. Let's just try to partner with them. And it's been a great bi-directional partnership with a lot of those places. So it's been great. Yeah,
we do work better together. And I love the description of not reinventing the wheel, especially if like those resources are already available. Might as well partner. So that's what La Mesa is. What would you say is the big why for La Mesa? Like, why does Christ Greenfield have a La Mesa? Why are you a part of La Mesa? Why La Mesa?
I think, and this sounds cliche, but it's not. It's an opportunity for us to love our neighbor, like Jesus said, in a way where it's not, we're going to love you where you are, not where we are, not trying to bring them to Gilbert or to East Mesa, but hey, we're going to go where you are, and meet you where you are, because you're more comfortable that way. And I think anybody that comes to La Mesa feels that love in so many different ways. It could be through the meal, because we have an amazing cook team, or a bunch of cook teams that do such a good meal. We're known as one of the hot spots for food in the homeless circuit.
They do have a network.
They do. I think they call it the best feed in Tempe or something, is one of the things we heard, which is great. Then it's also where people can feel loved, where they can come and worship. So we do a worship service. Now, a lot of folks, because of the way they look or just things that they're battling, wouldn't be comfortable walking into a sanctuary or walking into a Christian campus. But we're having a meal with them. They're able to worship. And so for them to feel welcome in a worship environment is amazing. So it's just all those different ways that they can feel loved and not feel judged.
So the why being to love our neighbors. And I was actually just reading this morning, we love because he first loved us. And then if you look at the way Jesus loved us, it was very obviously incarnational, right? Jesus met us where we were at and loved us where we were at. And that's where change and transformation. And that's why I love La Mesa, because you meet people where they're at in their deepest need, their physical need. And then we offer too, this spiritual need, we love you. We want to meet this physical need because there's one who loves you even more.
Sure. And Jesus did a lot of stuff around meals. So we thought that's a great idea. What better person to emulate?
Meals are so powerful. I almost said magical, but that doesn't seem right. I probably shouldn't say that. But just so powerful. There's so many, there's this mutuality in it where you're both sitting down together, sharing a meal. There's a sense of camaraderie and friendship, and it can break down a lot of barriers. And crazy kind of what you can talk about around a meal.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy, there's some unfiltered conversations that occurred for sure. For sure.
Those are my favorite. Yeah.
They are. One of the funniest things spiritually about La Mesa is that community is not afraid to ask the hard questions.
Oh, gosh.
So, boy, you want to have a deep theological conversation, come to La Mesa and sit down with somebody, and you're going to learn something.
You are going to learn a thing or two. You're going to hear a lot of different perspectives on things, but you're really true. I think what I love is like, there's no pretense.
Nope.
Really. They don't come slapping a smile on their face or putting up any mask. They're just themselves, and
very real.
They are very real. And two, they are not afraid of those like spiritual conversations, and they do ask really great questions, and some have like really fascinating like insights I found. It's like so incredible, and a place you don't have to shy away from those spiritual conversations.
Yeah, it's a very comfortable environment to do it.
Yeah,
over a meal, with friends.
So, yeah. Jeff, would you say, or maybe like one or two of your favorite stories from La Mesa that kind of capture the what and why of La Mesa?
Probably one is that happened to me last week. So at La Mesa, it's a very transient community. Sometimes you won't see people for a while. So last week, for example, two ladies that I just absolutely adore came, and they hadn't been to La Mesa in probably 7-8 months. And so they arrive on campus, and it's like the prodigal son returns. Okay. They're like rock stars. Oh, hey, we missed you. Oh, it's so good to see you. How have you been?
Yeah.
And to watch them light up because they were missed is a phenomenal, cool thing. And we see that so many times. Sometimes they call it going on vacation if they have to go to jail for a little while.
Oh, geez.
They say they went on vacation, and then we know, oh, okay. But, still, we don't judge. They come back.
Yeah.
The fact that we remembered who they were, that they were missed, is just proof that the relational piece of La Mesa is alive and well.
Yeah.
And I love to see that in action.
Yeah. And that they felt comfortable, like, to come back, even though they've been gone.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll go to rehab. Or just life happens, and maybe they fall away for a little bit. We don't judge, and they, like you said, it's great to see that they feel comfortable coming back, and they get the rock star treatment. So, just inadvertently, it's not something planned either. Yeah. It's very, very natural.
Yeah. What's crazy is like, there's studies done just about like the impact of like a smile or just being loved in that way, and like seeing somebody's face light up when they see you. What a impact that can have. And I know like one of the things that I like find so powerful is like, smiling and greeting people, and then they reciprocate the smile. That's always so beautiful. But I love watching them go through the line and watch Lori hug every person.
Yeah.
That comes through the line. It's like, oh my gosh.
It's great because, so many people are afraid to touch a homeless person or that physical contact. And so Lori does the complete opposite with, and she's great. She's like, hey, are you huggable? She doesn't, invade your space, but then it doesn't matter where you are, you're getting a hug. And I think that physical contact is not something that happens. And it's missed. It's a basic human need.
Yes. So. Yeah. And Lori, she knocks it out of the park.
She does.
Giving those hugs. And then, and what I love too is like, it's a place I can bring my kids.
Sure.
Like last week, it was kind of last minute. Both Bennett and Amelia were like, I want to go to La Mesa. And like, how do you tell them? How do you tell them no? And so I came, and Carol, Lori's mom, had a job for me. I thought I was going to get out of it, but I got a job. And my kids were able to like hand out silverware. And it was just like so precious to watch them serve. But then like the way the community just like loved my kids.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, thank you. And like,
Well, and the funny thing is, the funny thing is, we think, hey, we're going there trying to be welcoming. Yeah. But then they see like your kids who they don't see very often, and they're welcoming to the kids.
Yeah.
And it's it's a community for sure.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, that is another thing that I feel like is really beautiful about La Mesa. It is the the relationship is mutual and reciprocal. Like,
For sure.
you know, they ask and they know me
Right.
a lot of questions, and like even about my family, and like I get to know them. It's pretty incredible. Do you have any other like stories or like
I do.
this is
So one that, if you've been around La Mesa, you've heard before is a guy named George. So he was coming to La Mesa for years, but mostly battling addiction. A lot of times he showed up, he'd been drinking too much. We love on people no matter what status they're in when they show up at La Mesa. And for years he was going through that. And then one day he said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I wanna change. We're like, and we'll help you. It will help you. And we can't do it for you. You gotta want to do it, but we'll help you. And bless his heart, he got sober. We were able to help him get some housing. So now he's has a place where he's staying, which is fantastic. And then now he gives back. So what he does is on Tuesday nights we do the meal and worship over in Mesa.
Yeah.
On Wednesday morning, George comes in and he cleans everything.
oh wow.
He does all the stuff, which takes a little bit of a load off the volunteers that
Yeah.
are there on Tuesday nights, and gives him a chance to be able to give back. And so to watch that transformation happen with him, going from a broken, just stuck in addiction kind of world, and getting out of that, and then we're right there alongside with him, and now he's given back. Boy, you just love that full circle that he went through.
Yeah.
And there's so many great stories, but I could CG Live you all year with great
All year,
stories. We
great
could bring
stories.
different people on and be
Yeah.
awesome. And
Yeah.
There's so many wonderful things that God's doing through folks there.
It is incredible, like when we give the love that we've received from Jesus, the transformation that can happen. And it isn't always instantaneous, but that's why like relationships matter, because, it wasn't overnight necessarily that George experienced change and transformation, but it was the long road of consistent love and presence from, La Mesa and through La Mesa, Jesus to him that brought about the change and transformation. A couple of weeks ago, you brought up a verse that I thought like this captures like La Mesa and why it's so beautiful. And it not only is a way that we love our neighbors, but it's how we love the Lord. And it was, I think from Matthew 25, when Jesus is saying about like the king was like, when I was hungry, you fed me.
Mm-hmm.
When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me water. And they're like, when did we see that? And Jeff, how does that story end?
What you did to the least of
The
these,
least of
you
these.
did to me.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
then you're right. That is the perfect motto to live by at La Mesa.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because like by extension, like we're not only loving our neighbor, but by extension, we are loving Jesus, our King, by caring for the least of these. And like that's what we were created. We were created for. Now, Jeff, what are like ways for our viewers here, like if they want to get involved with La Mesa, like what's maybe a next step or next couple steps that they could take?
Yeah. So the first thing I would say is just come to La Mesa. Come experience it. It's one thing to hear about it.
Yeah.
It's a totally different thing when you show up and experience La Mesa, because it's different than other homeless ministries. So maybe you're feeling nervous or uncomfortable, and boy, there's so many different people there that will walk alongside of you, like us.
Yep.
And like Pastor Michael was saying, that community loves us back. So it's very good that way. I would say just show up, and then we can always use cooks. And we have a great cook team that'll walk you through that whole thing. I know it seems intimidating because we get anywhere from 100, 120 people. And you're probably going, ooh, no, thanks. I'm not doing that. But we can break it up. Our folks that are leading that are just fantastic about making it easy and hooking you up with other people. There's different ways you can donate. Some people like to do financial donations. We always need men's clothing, hygiene products, sometimes gift cards, all that stuff helps. And then you can serve in any way. There's so many different ways to serve, like you said, with your kids. if you show up, we'll find a job
We'll
for you.
find a job
So
for you. Yeah.
Lori likes to call it, we have all these 10-minute jobs for people.
Yeah.
And it's hardly anything, you need to really do and be, oh my gosh, I'm going to be there for an hour doing this. It's not like that typically. And if nothing else, come and just hang out with folks because those interactions and those relational moments sometimes mean even more than anything else. So anytime we've done a survey to ask, hey, what do you love about La Mesa for the community? Number one, by far, every time is I love the relationships here. And we have great food, and food's number 3. So
Look at that.
they love having an opportunity to worship in a setting that's welcoming for them. So it's great.
So where could they go to figure out, like if they wanted to sign up to make food, which I agree with them, our small group did it. And the cook team was really helpful on like recipes and portions, like how much you need. And if you need like reimbursement, that also is available. You're like, I want to do this, but I can't afford to feed.
Right.
There's still help there. Or if they want to sign up to serve or even know where to go for Tuesdays or Thursdays, where would you point people to go?
Best place to start is our website, lamesaministries.org. We also have anybody at the church office knows how to put you in touch with people. If you ever show up or have more questions, we're always more than happy to do that. We have a Facebook page that you can always check out. We try to keep people up to date on what's going on. If you see anybody with a La Mesa shirt anywhere, they are happy to connect you in and just tell you more about it. But I would say just ask. Boy, if you're not sure what you can do, just ask. There's so broad of an array of options to be able to serve in whatever capacity you're comfortable with, and maybe some ways you're not comfortable with. It's been life-changing. It's been life-changing for just about anybody who's been involved. And if you haven't been for a while, come on back. Things are constantly evolving.
So check out that website. If you're there on a Tuesday night, you'll probably see me there. I'm there most Tuesdays. Jeff's there every Tuesday, Thursday, or Lori. It is so incredible, and we'd love to see you there and let you experience the opportunity to love your neighbor and by extension show your love for our King Jesus by loving them. Any last words? Anything?
No. 9 years strong. We love it. I'm still loving it. There's so many people who are still loving it, and we plan on loving it for as long as God wants us to.
I love it. Well, thank you for joining us for this conversation, and Jeff, thanks for showing up, telling us about La Mesa, and sharing those stories. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks.